Hi, my name is Dave. Welcome to my channel where my intent for it was to play solo role-playing games from a perspective of someone who has never played solo role-playing games before and to kind of document it and learn in real time on camera. But if you'll notice, I haven't actually posted anything for 8 months, and that's because I haven't actually played anything for the last 8 months. Kind of fell back into that trap of wanting to and thinking about it and never actually doing anything. But the entire time that I have been not playing, there's been this one particular game that I had an idea for forever ago, and it's just been nagging at me to get it at the table. And that game is Avatar Legends. I have wanted to play this since I got the book, however long ago that was, and I had an idea, and I've just got to get it out there. This is not a solo game. This is a group game, meant to be played with a GM and several players. Uh, and it even mentions in the rule book that there are no rules for playing the Avatar, which I think is kind of weird for a game called Avatar Legends. Like there's no rules for playing the Avatar, but the reasoning makes sense. It's because the Avatar, that character, is the central focus of the story, whether they want to be or not. That person's got to get more spotlight than any of the other players if only one of them is playing the Avatar and the others are not. So it makes sense that there's no rules for the Avatar for playing the Avatar. But if I'm playing this solo and there's nobody to share the spotlight with, yeah, I'm going to play the Avatar. So now that begs the question: which Avatar do I want to play? In order to determine that, first of all, I need to figure out what era I'm going to play in. Now, the book has 5 different eras: Kyoshi, Roku, Hundred Year War, Aang, and Korra eras. But each of those, the avatar is already established. And I don't want to play one of the established avatars. So where does that leave me? Well, I could go to any one of these number of avatars in the cycle before Kyoshi. However, this right here, the Aang and Korra eras, the eras from the TV shows, that's kind of my comfort zone. I've only ever seen the shows. I haven't read any of the books or anything about any of the previous avatars. This is the time period I'm familiar with and the technology level that I am familiar with and comfortable with. So I don't know that I really want to play any of these avatars who come before Kyoshi. So that's out. So what about avatars after Korra, like the Earth Avatar, who is next in the cycle? Again, the problem I have with that is that The Legend of Korra, it was a bit modern. There's cars and motorcycles and electricity uh, and movies, and it even gets a bit futuristic with laser beams and with flying mechs. So if it's already that level of technology in Korra, how much more is it going to be if you go forward in time into the Earth Avatar? So I don't know that that's what I want to do either. So where does that leave me? Well, the book does also mention about adventures set in different periods. It says you can even decide that the adventure takes place in an alternate timeline so that it's okay if the characters end up changing the course of history as seen in the shows. Okay, so let's think about that for a minute. What if Aang never disappeared for 100 years? What if instead of running away and getting caught in an iceberg, he didn't run away, or maybe he did and he came back in time and he fought off the Fire Nation who was attacking the Southern Air Temple and he was able to defeat them? What if Aang was able to defeat the Fire Lord Sozin before the 100-Year War actually started? Well, that would mean that Aang would actually be the avatar in this era that was previously the 100-Year War era. And then once he died, the next one in the cycle, the Water Avatar, would come into play, who would no longer be Korra because Korra is not born yet. So we have the Water Avatar in what was previously the Aang era. And now in the Korra era, we would have the next Earth Avatar. And so on down the list. So these don't have to be even one-to-one. Like Aang doesn't have to be the avatar for 100 years. Each one of them lives for a different period of time. You know, Kyoshi lived for like 200 something years. The one before her was only alive for 30 something. And he wants to say Aang lives for 50 or 70 or who knows how long Aang is going to live. Well, what that means is that this water avatar could be the avatar in the same kind of time period as the 100-Year War. It could overlap. So basically what that means is that any of these future avatars could fit into the same time period. It ends up looking more like that. So now any of these can now fit into that same time period and technology level that I'm comfortable with. So now let's ask the question again, which avatar do I want to play? And to determine that, I want to turn to the Game Master Apprentice deck. And this conveniently has the 4 elemental symbols on it that you can choose randomly which one of those 4 avatars I want to play. And let me tell you, this deck, I bought this for myself for Christmas this year, and I absolutely love it. I have discovered that one of my favorite things to do is just use this, not even to play a game, but just to play around and draw random cards and use the random prompts and just try to piece them together into some kind of story. I really love doing that. And done that quite a few times since I got this deck. And one of those times, I actually decided, you know what, I'm going to practice this whole avatar thing. Let's just give it a shot and see what kind of comes up. And what kind of came up, I kind of really loved. And it's what I'm going to actually base this whole storyline, this whole game off of. As much as I would love to kind of do this on camera and live, so to speak, I really liked what came out of that play, and that's what I'm going to do. I have pulled out some of the cards and the prompts that led to the story. I don't remember all the prompts, but the ones I do remember, I'm going to show you the cards and kind of tell you how my thought process is behind each of the prompts. So the first thing that came up, which avatar do I want to play? Well, turns out it's going to be the Earth avatar. So what's going on in the world? This is going to be 2 avatars after Aang, the water avatar and then the Earth avatar, this one that I'm going to be playing. So what's going on in the world? Well, the card that I drew was Secret Society membership. Well, there is already a secret society in the Avatar verse, and that is the White Lotus. And they're in the legend of, not in the legend, in the Last Airbender, they are a secret society that are dedicated to preserving balance between the nations. But later on in the Legend of Korra, they're actually out in the open, and they're hunting for the Avatar and helping to train the Avatar, Korra. So what are they now doing in this alternate time period? And this is one of the things that really gets me excited about playing in an alternate timeline. Like, I can make it as similar or as different to the shows as I want. I don't have to worry about keeping to the fiction, keeping to the history of the shows. It can be whatever I want it to be. So what is the White Lotus up to? Well, we got reveal, elusive, training. Reveal, elusive, training. Well, reveal training, that is a little bit on the nose. They're searching for the Avatar. But what about this elusive bit? Is that referring to me? Am I Am I in hiding or something? Well, the answer to that is an emphatic capital N, capital O, exclamation mark. No, they are not even searching for me. They are still searching for the water avatar, the previous avatar, because that avatar was never found. And this is not like an Aang kind of thing where it's people knew he was the avatar and then he disappeared for 100 years. No, this water avatar was never discovered. People don't know if the avatar cycle ended. They don't know if the avatar was just never found or never manifested power or what. Nobody knows what's going on. But the White Lotus is out there actively searching for the avatar. Now I say actively, and what I kind of decided is to kind of split the difference. It is still a secret society as per the prompt over here, but certain members are in the public eye out actively searching for the avatar. And it has been enough time at this point that some of them decide maybe it's time to start searching in the Earth Kingdoms rather than the Water Tribes. So while the White Lotus is out there searching, what am I doing? What is my Earthbender character doing? Well, we've got eliminate leader. Well, that seems kind of odd for a prospective avatar. Eliminate leader, what does that mean? Well, not only is there the White Lotus, but in the Legend of Korra, there's also another society called the Red Lotus. They're an offshoot of the White Lotus, and whereas the White Lotus tried to preserve balance between the nations, the Red Lotus is trying to eliminate the nations, eliminate the governments. They believe that freedom is only achieved when you eliminate that authority. And unfortunately, that also means the avatar. So when you want the avatar eliminated and you don't want the avatar found, you want to get rid of the people who are out searching for the avatar. So the Red Lotus is out actually eliminating the public White Lotus members. And one particular time when they did eliminate one of these White Lotus members, they found some personal papers or a journal that lists the names of several other members of the White Lotus who were still secret. So the Red Lotus goes on their crusade to eliminate all of these members. But we said that my character was eliminating leader. So is my Earthbender here part of the Red Lotus? Well, here's what I think. I think that he was raised by the Red Lotus. I don't know if maybe he was orphaned and taken in, or maybe his parents were part of the organization. I don't know. I haven't decided that much yet. But for some period of time, the Red Lotus has basically had guardianship of this Earthbender, not knowing who he actually is. So now our Earthbender has come of age, and the Red Lotus higher-ups have decided it is time that he needs to go out and earn his keep. So they're going to send him out to eliminate one of these secret White Lotus members. So they send him out with a couple of the Red Lotus cronies, and there are sounds of a fight. A fight breaks out. They are not able to sneak up on this guy and catch him unawares like they wanted to. And it turns out that this guy is a firebender. So a fight breaks out, fireballs are being hurled, earth is being unearthed, and what happens? A fireball gets chunked. A fireball gets chucked at our Earthbender, and a new ability manifests. Our Earthbender catches the fireball in his hand and is able to manipulate it. And so the White Lotus member recognizes this and realizes, you're the avatar that we have been searching for this entire time. So this catches our Earthbender by surprise. He has been raised in this society pretty much his whole life thinking, we don't need the avatar. We need to eliminate the avatar only to come to find out that he is the Avatar. So in this moment of confusion, our Firebender, our White Lotus member, suggests that our Earth Avatar comes with him, that he knows people who can help to train him and teach him what it means to be the Avatar. So, fearing what would happen if he stayed with the Red Lotus, if they found out that he was the Avatar, he agrees to go with this Firebender. And that's the premise that I have: the Earth Avatar and his firebending mentor on the run and learning how to be the Avatar. I'm really excited to be playing in an alternate timeline because then now I don't have to worry about any of the events or the characters or anything that actually happened in the show. Um, Although I do need to come up with a bit more of the background kind of stuff, basically like what the state of the world is, like what's happened in this time period that's different or the same. Um, but yeah, next time I'll come up with the playbooks and do some of that world building, and that's about all I got for now. So thank you for watching. I hope that you come along with me on this adventure.